Welcome, RIT Esports. I'm Sport FC. Joining me now, Perpendicular Panda, and we are here for some Playfly matches tonight. It is RIT Orange taking on Keene State here, and well, it's been another, off-season. RIT's been changing, although not that much, considering that it's the same three players on their main roster again, Sean, Seb, and Yam, but looking to find success this season. And, we're already kind of nearing the end of the regular season. Playoffs ahead for RIT. But with a few more matches to go, you want to get some wins. You want to get that confidence, especially when the postseason is right there in front of you.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to see how today goes versus RIT versus Keene State. I can't wait to see how the confidence and the strategies change on each match. What do you think today is going to go?
I mean, it depends, but RIT Orange, they're an interesting team because they either go 0-3, so they go 3-0 or they go 0-3. It is one or the other, and it seems like a little bit of both at times. They either do amazingly well or not well at all, and that's the question for RIT is what kind of RIT Orange are we going to get today? Are we going to get that 3-0 team, or are we going to get that 0-3 team? It really is one or the other, and I think that just kind of is indicative of the division we're in. Here in RIT Orange, they're in the Varsity division, and this RIT division has a lot of really good teams and a lot of teams that are trying to be really good. And RIT is one of those really good teams. They are a team that can be really good. I just need to make sure that today they bring that in a match like this. Again, especially being the end of the regular season, they're probably already with a good record. They're probably already in playoffs, but to end off with some wins, ends off with some more confidence and some better seeding. Which who doesn't like better seeding?
Absolutely, and especially with their previous games where RIT tended to be, like you said, those 3-0 matches. It's going to be exciting to see if they come in with that sort of energy and that type of confidence. Just to already coming off of the season and already feeling good, we could see a play like that, and that's what RIT needs to have.
Yeah, they need to bring that, and it's going to be important for them here as they are actually going to be on the blue again for this matchup. I can already tell. So. Always have something to say about Playfly putting RIT on the blue. I know that they do it because RIT's the favorites, but yeah, RIT's gonna be on the blue again. We're taking on Keene State from Keene, New Hampshire. So another team that's again trying to find that success, trying to build up on this one, especially going to this best of 5. It's about building up momentum, getting a good start, and I know that for both these teams, that's going to be imperative. But I think one of the big things this season for RIT, and I alluded to it earlier, this roster hasn't changed. It's the same 3 starting people. And Sean, Sebward, and Yam. There's no difference. It's the same 3 people that are leading this roster. What do you think that kind of does for a team like RIT Orange? I mean, coming into this season, we kind of expected that they were going to change, considering they did so well last season with the 3 players they had. They won the RIT Rocket League Invitational LAN as well. We weren't expecting many changes. They aren't bringing any changes. What does that do for a team like RIT, where they come in, they bring their top 3 players, and then they bring them again for another season? They don't go for any changes.
I feel like having those 3 players and having that past experience along, they already know how to work well together. They already know sort of strategies that work amongst their 3 skill sets. And that is super powerful, having that sort of team aspect, especially going into a new season. You already have that familiarity. You don't have to figure out in mid game what someone's going to do. They already can expect. They've already been able to run through and practice and things like that. And so not having any roster changes especially is going to help out RIT a bit here because they already have that sort of familiarity.
Yeah, they definitely do, but that familiarity will be put to the test. RIT Orange taking on Keene State in this best of 5. As I mentioned already, RIT on the orange, RIT on the blue, Keene State on the orange for this matchup. And reminder, it is a best of 5, still regular season, playoffs. Not that far ahead for both these teams, so it's all about being able to perform well when the pressure is on. RIT, again, bringing out Sean, Seb, and Yam. In Keene State, we haven't introduced their roster, but it's Dreams, Normal, and Auroras.
Absolutely, and right here we have a quick, aggressive push. Keene State here to get a quick point up early on if they can. The ball is back in control of RIT Orange, going up onto the wall, but then again, Keene State is still playing super aggressive. The ball going into orange side, heading into normal. Scene going for the mid, however, is met back with Keene State. A shot attempt from Sebward gets blocked over by Keene State, heading back to blue side, see if they can get a point early off here, trying to get already a minute down on the game, and we're already seeing super aggressive plays coming from Keene State and RIT Orange, which is typically what we see from RIT Orange.
It is generally, but it's that kind of limited aggression right now. Both teams kind of waiting, and you can tell specifically in the midfield, both teams playing very passively. It's a high aggression offense, but a low aggression midfield as a whiff off the back wall. Yam will take first strike. RIT have been waiting, and if you miss off that back wall, Yam's too good to not score those.
Absolutely, and that is very on par for Yam, getting a sort of aerial shot in and getting some point ups on the board for RIT Orange. Surely the confidence is already being boosted for RIT Orange. Off into the tip off, Blue takes another shot, sending it into the air as Yam typically does. Keene State sending it back to our RIT Orange's side, but they don't really want to give them a shot attempt right now. As Scene taps it in, going for it, and Yam going for the assist, or getting the score. What a wonderful point right there for RIT Orange.
And you said it, who better but Yam to get these kind of goals, as he just stole that one off of Sean's touch. But again, we know Yam pretty well. He's always been known to be that goal-scoring type player for RIT in a match like this, so not really surprising to see this thing. But again, always the big question for me is always how Sean and Seb would play. Who's going to sit back? Who's going to play more in that midfield position, and how willing are they to push up with Yam in a match like this? But you can already tell, quite confident, looking quite calm, but still only 2 goals up as Auroras will get this one back. 2v1 the other way, double up for Keene State, but it's going to be hit wide. Sebward, Sean in support, will get over one. Sebward, the flip, Sean always hit the bar. This one cleared off by Auroras as Yam goes again to the corner. RIT Orange keeping possession, but Keene State waiting back as RIT. Sean trying to get this one through. Dreams, Westing in front. Nobody there to contest. But no one there for RIT. That ball stays away as Keene State will transition down the field. Aurora has a chance. That's off the crossbar. Follow-up shot. Yam with the save.
And here the aggressive Keene State doing everything they can to get a point up on the board, and RIT Orange not letting that happen. Yam taking it down to Keene State. Keene State taking it back over to the blue side, seeing if they can get a point, trying to make up for the lost time they've already had to tie up this goal. And we have seen Sean taking it through blue. Yam opening a open goal shot attempt. Keene State taking it back over to RIT Orange's side. Sebward taking it, bouncing it, heading to Yam, going over to see if they can get a shot, but Keene State is not letting that happen today.
Yeah, and you can see Yam there, a little bit of fun there, trying to go for a little sting pop play off the ground like that. That is what the move is called, by the way, when you are able to flip into the ground, kind of pop your car up like that. That is a sting pop, but generally you don't see that often in competitive. It's usually a mechanic known for its freestyle ability, and it's one of the fun things about, Rocket League now in this stage. We're seeing more and more freestyle-like plays that are starting to become extremely viable, as here goes Yam, looking for a third flip reset! Yam always just missed on that one! Nearly the triple tap flip reset play, but RIT heads back again. Yam really feeling good today, you can tell. Things are clicking, things are looking good. Only feels like a matter of time before he finds the net again, as Sebward now off the back wall. Sean will keep things going, but if Yam's looking that good, RIT Orange might be able just to rely on him for offense.
Absolutely, and with a minute on the clock, Keene State at this point might be getting a bit nervous on trying to get this first point. The nerves are setting in, and RIT Orange is matching the aggression necessary, trying to get another point, making that 3-0, raise that lead just a little bit. Sean taking it off the backboard, Sebward going for the attack, but Keene State blocks it out, trying to take it over to see if they can get a point up on the board. The goal is open, but Sebward's going to take it up to the backside. Yam meeting them to send it to mid, see if they can get an open goal to take that lead once up. Keene State is not really interested in letting that happen today, and we're seeing a bit of back and forth right here.
It definitely is. A lot of back and forth here as both colleges, top teams really competing here. And RIT, though, holding the lead that they had a set early on this game. It's been much more even now that we've kind of neared its end as RIT just looking for something. Orange is looking for something here to really solidify game one in this best of 5 as Sean off the ceiling trying to find that one, but it will be hit away as Seb wasn't ready. Yam, back wall. This one kept out as RIT Orange just keeping possession, keeping control, looking for one more, but will not collect as Keene State will clear. This ball will find itself hitting the floor, and it is RIT Orange who take game one.
What a great game for RIT Orange, taking the first point of our best of 5 series. After seeing that play, what do you think we need to see differently from Keene State so that they can bounce back for game 2?
Again, it was that muted midfield. It works well in the beginning of the game when both teams kind of got used to each other. But one of the scary things about RIT is just how solid this team is. There's so many really high-ranked players, and Yam specifically is going to be a huge issue, as he has been for just about any team he plays against. If he's looking good, teams do struggle to handle him. And Keene State, if they're gonna have any reason to keep out, Yam, they're gonna have to make sure they press that midfield. This is not the kind of team that you want to be sitting back and letting Yam do what he wants to do, because as we saw last game, he very easily could have had a couple more goals on that as well. So for Keene State, the big question is going to be, can they shut down Yam right now in the midfield? Because other than Yam, we haven't really seen much offense from Sean or Sebward. They've been really playing to assist Yam, and again, with how Yam's playing, you can rely on that. But for Keene State, that is an opening for themselves. That is a weakness for RIT, is that if you can get Yam to really kind of not look like himself, this RIT offense generally struggles along with it.
Absolutely, and here we are back into the match, 36 down the clock as Keene State holds position, trying to get a point up on the board, putting a very aggressive push on to RIT, but Yam doing an aerial trick over the shots, open goals. Sean shoots a little bit too high, passing it back over to Keene State. Sebward trying to get the goal, but it's going to get blocked by O'Rourke's from Keene State, and right there, while there is a super strong aggressive push, especially with Yam and RIT Orange, but the defense from Keene State is also really unstoppable, blocking a lot of these shots that have been super close from RIT Orange.
Yeah, but defenses can only hold on for so long here in under so much pressure as Yam and another chance blocked by Auroras. Here goes Seb. RIT keeping up to offense. The Tigers are pushing through 2-on-2. Seb creating the chaos in front, but no great effort there from Sean, and they will be sent back here as well. Keene State still waiting. That midfield just isn't playing high enough. And right now, RIT, you can tell, sitting back a lot more in this game. They're not playing nearly in the face of Keene State. They're just waiting in that midfield, letting the ball come to them. They know chances will come eventually. And Sean with one right under the bar. RIT score first again.
And that right there is a beautiful example of that sort of communication we were talking about earlier on before these matches, how they RIT Orange has that familiarity. They know the skill set of each of their players, and they can capitalize on opportunities like that because they know their teammates so well.
Yeah, it is. And that's one of the, again, you said one of the benefits of knowing everybody, but they've now just overcommitted. Dreams will score. Keene State, almost 7 minutes of goallessness has now been snapped. This game is tied at 1 each, and RIT pushing up off the kickoff a bit too high, missed that touch off the sidewall, and that was all that Keene State needed to get that goal and to tie this game up, a crucial goal at a crucial time.
Absolutely. I think that was caused by a little bit of going over extra for boost. Keene State meeting up with that offensive push right now, trying to get another point. It is open, but Sean is going to successfully block it out. Normal going for a very strong strike into it, but Yam is not having that, sending it back over to the Keene State side. And Sebward and Normal going for the air, challenging for the ball. Oryx trying to knock it out of Sebward's possession, heading to Yam. Yam taking it to Keene State, maybe going for a shot attempt, but Dreams is going to disrupt that idea. Normal flying it towards halfway, maybe getting an aerial shot, but is not. RIT Orange is not letting those type of shots get in to their goal right now.
Yeah, and those kind of flip resets can be so tough to handle. You're just seeing back and forth flip reset plays as Yam, who's going to find the pass to Sebward, will be kept wide, and RIT and Keene State both taking a different approach now. You're seeing Keene State start to win out this midfield challenging. RIT now starting to play more counterattack heavy. They're realizing their offense isn't nearly successful this game as it has been last game. They haven't had nearly as many good opportunities with Yam, and starting to realize they can't rely on Yam anymore to get all their goals. They're going to need to find something else. So starting to see them bring more people upfield, bring more aggression to their plays, and take more chances. Sending 2 players up, it's riskier, but if it works, man, the outcome is going to be amazing for them. But for Keene State, because they've been able to win the midfield, you're seeing so many 1v1 solo efforts where they're sending that first player up, just going to see how many defenders they can take with them. And from there on out, trying to keep those follow-ups, trying to send the cavalry in behind. As now some demos, normal, in open room. He's got a net in front, the fake under, but Seb will clear. And RIT will get rid of this one. 90 seconds left here. Keene State and RIT tied at 1 each, much closer than what we saw in game 1. And it really is going to take one good chance to see who will take this game.
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot, and there is a lot of pressure. Once one of the colleges takes control of the offensive side, they tend to hold it for quite a bit. And right now, RIT Orange holding that, trying to get the opportunity so that they can get a shot up. Sean heading into towards, but Keene State also has a super strong defense, sending it straight back over to the RIT Orange side with only 1 minute remaining. We are starting to see that sort of panic from both sides, trying to get away from that overtime, trying to get that final point so that they can take the next point of game 2. Yam passing it over to middle of Keene State side, trying to get a sort of normal clearing it, sending back it over to RIT Orange. RIT sending it back to Keene State, who is going to get this final point. A very close shot attempt heading to Yam. Yam clearing it back over to Keene State, and here we see that sort of back and forth panic. 30 seconds left on the clock.
One chance will determine this game. One mistake could do it. Dreams has just made an error there, but Sean unable to capitalize. As you can just see our Tester Intuitive Technology just waiting back, but that waiting may not have helped them here. Another demo play for Keene State, and they've gone for a couple of those, ramping up that kind of aggression. And they know just how important this game is. If RIT wins this game, they're on match point already, so Keene State cannot afford to lose this. As Sean kept airborne, but RIT is going to let this one hit the floor. We've got overtime in game number 2. If RIT score next, they take triple match point. If Keene State do it, we've got a series on our hand.
Overtime takes triple match point?
If the RIT wins, yeah, they have 3 chances to win the whole series.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Here we go. We got a very offensive 15 seconds in. Normal taking it over to RIT Orange's side. Here we have it again. We're seeing that sort of pitter-patter, back and forth type of fight between the two. This one single opportunity could be the one that costs them or wins them the game right here. Sending it back over to RIT Orange side. A crash into the goal as Normal takes the point for Keene State, giving them the first point of the series, both 1-1.
Yeah, and it was a Shepard there who just pushed up too high. Didn't have any boost either. That's a huge risk, and we've seen RIT. They've taken so many risks this game that have not paid off, and I feel like that's the story of Game 2 for RIT. It's risks that didn't end up working for them. It's risks that ended up only making things worse for themselves. And for RIT, going into this third game, they've got to change some things up. Yam's not going to be nearly as effective anymore. That midfield has had a lot of control from Keene State. If RIT is to take this series, it's going to be about managing that offense, managing the risks that they're taking on offense. Because as we saw from last game, they didn't have that many opportunities. They didn't have that many shots. And they pushed up really high for every single effort they had. But when you aren't getting that many benefits, you're really only going to make things tougher on yourself.
I agree. While the offensive was super strong when they were able to hold it down, it was not enough to be able to stop Keene State right now. Their defense is just so strong that the sort of crashing the board, trying to get Yam to get a couple points up while on a few opportunities was just not enough in Game 2. And that strategy, entirely what you said, is going to have to change here in Game 3, so it is easier for RIT Orange to get some more points up on the board.
It is, but it's tied at 1 each now. Match point on the line here for Game 3 as Keene State, having taken that win in overtime. 2 goals, both as a result of an RIT Orange player overcommitting. And now in this game, what changes has Rochester Institute of Technology made here? Well, Keene State not letting them go through easily, but here goes Seb. Yam looking to pass back, but already there is Aurora's. Sean straight on, easily kept up by Dreams. And one of the things about Keene State that makes the defense so good right now is just how strong that rotation is. This is a team that really knows how to follow each other, isn't double committing, isn't sending too many players to one play. They're just taking manageable plays, manageable risks on defense. And RT, if they're going to have any reason to beat Keene State, they might have to do it quite physically. They might have to go in for a couple more bumps right now because Keene State not letting up. But wait a second. As I say that, a mistake. Yam capitalizes. And for the 3rd game in a row, it is RIT who score first.
Absolutely. What a great first point. That has honestly got to be such a confidence booster for RIT Orange, especially coming after the last game. Here we going into tip-off. Didn't see any clear offensive push. A pinch right there, but going to be cleared by normal by Keene State. They do, like you said, they are kind of having these fluid plays, kind of bouncing off, not overcommitting anywhere. And honestly, RIT Orange strategy has also changed. While Yam is still being their #1 shooter, they have not that overcommitting that they had in Game 2 this time.
There's still 4 minutes left. I would still wait a little bit to see if that ever becomes a thing. Because for RIT, they don't overcommit often, but when they do, they really do send the house for some of those plays. So give it some time. We'll see if it continues, but I'm sure that they recognized last game. They just were pushing up too high for offense, and you can tell they're trying to take more manageable plays in front as Seb across the goal, stopped by Dreams. And now here goes Sean. Seb pushing up. Normal. Auroras. No shot, but it's going to go in anyways. The fake worked. Normal scores. Keene State with an answer.
And that is tying up once again, I believe, but last game was also tied up at about the 3-minute mark. And I think, honestly, right there was a little bit, like I spoke too soon, a bit of an overcommit for RIT Orange. They did all sort of try to, Sean and Seb were stepping forward, trying to get a point up on the board on Keene State, and it left just not enough people to be able to defend their goal when it was cleared by Keene State. Keene State coming in with a very strong offense, pushing in, seeing if they can get another point off the board. They're not interested in going to overtime a second time. RIT Orange meeting it up with another offensive push onto the side. Yam bouncing it off the sky, and Yam getting the score from the ceiling shot.
Yeah, it was an awkward play there. Yam, he didn't even get a second touch on this thing. Just kind of left it floating because he couldn't actually read this. But Auroras, he didn't know that. They must have thought Yam had a second touch on that. And Keene State completely making a fool of themselves there because RIT never had a touch. That goes right under Auroras. It's a lead now for RIT Orange, but far from over. Keene State, we've already seen it. If RIT overcommits, Keene State will gladly put themselves into that equation. So the real question comes down to what kind of offense is RIT bringing? Well, Seb to the corner will be caught by Normal. And the big thing I want to see if RIT is not pushing up, not throwing yourself into challenges, seeing that reliance on each other, but also seeing a way where they can not push up too high, where that first player up, that second player up can go and rotate back quickly. Because what really is the mark of a good midfield is when you can cut your losses, when you can realize that you're not winning that control, you're not winning possession when you need to go back to play defense. RIT haven't really shown that yet, and well, it hasn't hurt them too badly here as Seb will look for a third. It will be kept wide. Keene State, that's when they've been scoring. They've been scoring when RIT just isn't willing to give up that kind of space, isn't willing to play defense, and isn't willing to, as I said, cut their losses.
Absolutely, and right here we're seeing a super aggressive push from RIT Orange, and fortunately it's working out for them right now, even with the a little bit, as they are moving back over to defense. Sean sending it back over to Keene State, but Keene State's waiting for it. They're ready to get that ball back over to RIT Orange, to get that opportunity to get the second point. They want to tie up this game so that RIT does not win the third game of our best of 5.
It is. A reminder with match points on the line as well. Whoever wins this one could take the series in 4 games, and both these teams, you know just how much they want this one. As Seb, what a huge dunk. Normal already up for that one. Sean will add back, and now RIT, a very tough predicament ahead of them here. Do they play more defensive? Do they try to play for time, or do they play for one more goal to really silence the critics here? I think I know what option RIT is taking in this matter, but it is a question nonetheless here for RIT if they want to play more defensive, play just to win the game, or try to play for another goal to really take over here.
Absolutely. They do have the opportunity to sort of just pass the ball around, keep it out of their side, and then just wait for the clock to go down. They do have the point lead right now. A very close shot attempt right there, but it was bounced off of the wall. Keene State taking it back over to RIT Orange. They really are trying to get a shot attempt. Seb Ward blocking it, sending it back over to the wall. Normal and Dreams hitting it back into the corner. Sean waiting for that attempt, sending it back off the backboard. Sean is not letting them get a quick middle pass attempt, and it is sent back over to Keene State's side.
Yeah, but Keene State not done as Normal. Looking for a third. Couldn't hit that one as Dreams will be stopped by Yam. Seb on the counter. Shot's good. Stopped by Auroras. In goes Sean, and he won't be able to get a touch. Yam racing back. Seb's there too, but not there fast enough. RIT starting to panic a little bit. Another shot on. Saved by Yam. And it will be Keene State possession still in the final seconds. Some energy flowing here for Keene State. They need a chance. They need a goal. Yam won't get that one. Normal. It's gone across. No one there to shoot. And it's to turn to new technology. Still up on the panic. Sean keeping it off the back wall. Still there. It's tied. Normal with the goal. And with 2 seconds left, Keene State will not go down on a fight.
Absolutely. What an incredible last, like, buzzer second shot right there. Keene State, honestly, RIT Orange a little panicking right there on that defense line. They had Keene State was having a super strong offense push, trying to get any opportunity they could to get that extra point, and just one single opportunity, and they capitalized it to the best that they could.
And it's overtime again for a second game in a row. Well, we know this route has gone for Keene State. They've done pretty well in these OT moments, but for RIT, look, let this one end quick. Yeah, I'm trying to get those bumps on Auroras. We haven't seen too many attempts on those. And again, RIT just aren't a demo every team, and I mean, you can tell that it was one of the same things last season that was often an issue for this team, is that they weren't willing to adjust to playing that kind of play style, and it's definitely one that's hurting them here against Keene State, who themselves, as you said, have such a great rotation, but one chance can win you this game, and that's a miss off the back wall. Seb unable to put it on, and Auroras will clear it out. Keene State again on space. Auroras flip reset. No one to challenge. A risky play there for RIT not to go for that one more quickly, but it will head wide, and they'll go up again. Pass in field. This one saved. Auroras again on the goal line. Auroras had a couple blocks so far. Keene State relying on their defense. They've usually been the last one back, and for good reason. They have kept his team in it.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. RIT Orange sending it to Keene State's side, but Keene State's not really letting that offensive push come from RIT Orange. They really are trying to put all the pressure on RIT Orange's defense head. That is what got them that point in the last seconds of the game. Sebward sending it to the middle, trying to get a shot, but it's cleared by Normal. Send it over to RIT Orange's goal, but it's not going to be. It's going to get stopped by Yam. Fighting it out over here in the corner. Sean takes it. Sebward clears it over to Keene State's side, but Dreams is sending it right back over, trying to keep that pressure onto RIT Orange. They really want to be able to win this this final round. Sean, a very close attempt, potentially tapped in by Jan, and right underneath. Oh my!
Oh my goodness, that one right under the last defender. He's already had 4 saves this game, and I thought for a second he would get the 5th, but that is a huge strike at the final moments there. RIT taking game free. They're on match point now, Panda, but this run, far from over, and if anything is to show, we could be set up for a 5-game series if Keene State is able to continue this, because right now, they look good, even though they lost that game. It's another good performance from Keene State, another good performance for RIT. This really feels like both teams getting into the flow of things, getting into their, their usual moments, getting into that kind of that good feel-good moment. RIT may be the better team here, but who knows if that's going to stay true in Game 4.
Absolutely. And we have to highlight the sort of luck and the commitment that Yam had into that final goal, being able to snake around the 2 defenders and succeed and get the overtime point. That was honestly great. And honestly, the things that I need to see change from Keene State right now is they have a super strong defense so far. But they do need to have a bit more of that aggressive offensive pushes.
Yeah, they have not yet scored first in any game so far. In Game 4, what a place it would be to get that goal that they need, but it's going to be a very tough ask as off the sidewall. Jan trying to keep some offense going. Here goes Seb. Auroras. Oh, he almost missed that one. Actually, he did miss that one. The shot still went wide. Now goes Sean. As RIT just trying to keep that offense, keeping that play in front. Yam again. And while Keene State's not going to have too many issues clearing this one, RIT just playing for boost. They're just playing for time, playing for it. They would like to score first again and again. Every single time they score first, that puts more pressure on Keene State to answer back. And while they have made that recovery, it's not exactly a position you want to be in, where you get scored on early and you have to force to be playing from behind for the rest of the game. Because RIT, they like it when they're ahead. They like it when they have the lead. Keene State obviously don't like that, and well, if RIT just continues to do that, Keene State's going to have a really tough time, as now they pushed up to I. Seb's going to score a pinpoint shot. RIT caught Keene State lacking.
And you have to think about, this is the match point. If RIT Orange walks away with this point, they have taken the series, and you have to wonder how much is the nerves playing a factor for Keene State's plays right now? How much is that little bit of confidence booster for RIT Orange affecting Keene State's motivation and what they're going to do?
It definitely is another first goal for RIT, and they're still not done. Looking for another one is Sean, as normal. Will hold. Still holding, but Seb able to take this one away. Dreams Yam in space. Auroras, he's not even close to this. Yam can score here in front. It's rolling. Stopped by Normal. Yam goes again. Everybody from RIT inside that final third. Now they got to retreat. Yam again looking for something to put on the highlight reels after the end of the season, but it hasn't gone in yet. Keene State has been good enough as RIT never commits. Auroras takes it, and RIT fell apart on defense.
Right there, an overcommit from RIT costing them yet another point. Just an unfortunate case where both, a little bit of a miscommunication, both reached for that ball and it left the remainder of the goal open as Yam could not get back in time. And here we are going back in a tied up game. It's going to be very interesting to see who wants it bad enough, who wants to get this final point. Does RIT Orange want to end the series here, or is Keene State going to take us to the 5th game?
Yeah, it is. In Game 5, the elusive Game 5, so often heard about. You know, Keene State wants to be there, but RIT have other options. Yam, Sean, Yam again, he's still there! Yam!
Right there, another great point from RIT Orange, and that again shows the great communication that there is for RIT Orange. They know that Yam is a scorer on their team. They know that he is there ready to be able to tap in those points when the opportunity is given, and right there, a great assist for Sean giving that chance. Here we have into the tip-off, an aggressive push onto Keene State, getting it on the RIT Orange side, but it is cleared, and RIT Orange is not done going for points. They really are trying to build up that lead as much as they can.
Well, in game number 2, they had a 2-goal lead and lost that in regulation. In game 3, a 2-goal lead, they lost it there as well. You know, one thing they're thinking about is that Keene State's come back both games to send it to overtime, and that they could absolutely do it again. And if there's anyone that's going to be the one to do it, look at Normal. He was the one that got all the goals last game for Keene State. Expect more from them here, especially on the offensive side. They have been a rock so far, but they won't get the touch there. A whiff from Auroras. It's a rare mistake from them this series, but it's going to be costly. Seb beats Normal to the ball, and now RIT have a little bit of insurance.
It is seeming that those nerves of the potential final match is starting to set in for Keene State. We are starting to see that strong defense that they have. The cracks are beginning to show. The nerves are starting to set in. Here we have Normal clearing it, heading it back over to RIT Orange side, but is met with Sean sending it back into the air. Yam bouncing it out of the corner, attempting to clear it to the other side. Sebward succeeds in doing so. Yam chasing the ball, meeting Dreams in middle field. Normal taking it back to RIT Orange. They are trying with everything they can to get a point up, but RIT Orange is not letting that happen, committing, trying to get another point on that board, may take their lead to 3 points.
It definitely is. RIT would like to take that third decisive point here, but Keene State, they can't afford to let RIT take a 3-goal lead on them. We've seen them come back from 2, but never from 3. And that fourth goal for RIT, that 3-goal lead is what they are searching for now, because if they can get that, it may as well be all over for Keene State. 90 seconds to go. They got to work fast here. Aurora is getting chased down by multiple angles. Still an effort to the back wall, but it will be wide of the target. And Rochester Institute of Technology, the Tigers, keeping themselves to offense is Sean. Normal, he's the player to watch right now for Keene State. He's been their strongest shooter so far, but even that chance just to get the offense going. Keene State, they need time to get these goals. That's the thing about their offense. They generally need time to break down this RIT backline, but they don't have time right now. It's running out. It's running low. 60 seconds now. A minute left. RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, if they hold this up, they'll take the series. Keene State have got to find something miraculous.
Absolutely, and honestly, RIT Orange doesn't have to go for points right now. They have a strong lead. There is only 50 seconds on the clock right now, but that is not what they're intended to do. RIT Orange trying to get another point up on the board. Normal and Dreams saving it right there. Yam pushing it in. Very close shot attempt. Sebward tapping it in and successfully getting the score, taking this lead to 3 points on Keene State.
A hat trick for Sebward, and RIT looking as good as ever. Game 2 went to overtime. Game 3 went to overtime. But I don't think Game 4 will follow that same script. 38 seconds to go. Rochester Institute of Technology, so long as they can hold on for just a little bit longer, this series will be theirs.
Absolutely. 30 seconds remaining on the clock as we're seeing a bit. Keene State trying to do everything can, an aggressive push onto RIT Orange side, trying to get any point up on the board with 20 seconds left on the clock. The miracles are going to happen for Keene State right now. Dream taking it off from the wall for a shot attempt. Sebward clearing it. A shot attempt from Aurorix going into Keene State, bridging that gap just a little bit, but with only 12 seconds on the clock, I do not think it is enough.
Yeah, is it too little, too late is the real question here. 12 seconds. You need a goal every 6 seconds. It's not impossible, but they're going to need a perfect kickoff for this. And so far, kickoffs have not been Keene State's strong points so far this series. 12 seconds. They'll go for it, though. Lost to Aurora. That's a good kickoff for Keene State. Now they got to score. Aurora's driving to the net, but Seb is waiting for it. Time will run out. RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, will take the series 3 games to 1.
What a wonderful 3-game series come with the win of RIT Orange. But honestly, we saw great plays coming from Keene State and RIT Orange. Honestly, that game is just a great example of the communication and the familiarity that we were talking about early on with RIT. Being able to see how they play amongst each other is just so powerful, and it led to how them being able to win.
It definitely did, and you can see that kind of chemistry come alive back in games 3 and 4. That the ability for them to fight through adversity. That's one of the let's talk about benefits of knowing your teammates, is that you're going to be better adapted to whenever bad things do happen, because bad things do happen to teams, and it happens to everyone here. And for RIT, for all those players to know each other so well, that really makes things a lot easier for themselves to respond to that kind of pressure. But yeah, they played well. They get the win here. And as stated, usually RIT Orange trying to lead in the Playfly Varsity Premiers events, and so far they're doing pretty well. They're leading, they're doing what they need to do, but they got to make sure they keep this going. Again, we're at the end of the regular season, they're just trying to get those wins, trying to get that confidence going. If they can beat teams like Keene State, they're in a good position.
And we will be having another RIT match in about 50 minutes.
Yeah, we will. We'll have another match very soon. RIT Rocket League, not done just yet today. So for all of you watching, stick around. We'll be back again for another match later tonight. For now, we're going to take a break, set everything up, make sure that everybody's feeling good to get into the lobby. And when we come back, we'll have more RIT Rocket League.